When this year's Oscar nominations were announced on Tuesday, Ana de Armas found herself on an impressive list of nominees for Best Actress that includes Cate Blanchett, Michelle Williams, and Michelle Yeoh. The Cuban-born de Armas earning the first Academy Award nomination of her career for her performance as a tortured Marilyn Monroe in the movie Blonde. The film, a fictionalized version of Monroe's life based on a novel, has divided audiences and critics, but the power and the pain of the performance by de Armas is undeniable. Ana and I got together in New York last year for a Sunday sit-down to talk about becoming Marilyn Monroe and her rise in Hollywood. For Ana de Armas, the road to leading lady stardom has been a fight to the top. She burst onto the scene in action-filled blockbusters like No Time to Die, Blade Runner 2049, and last year's The Gray Man.
Remove yourself from my personal space.
It feels to me like you started pretty big.
Oh my gosh, it feels so slow.
Slow, perhaps, if you start from the very beginning. The 34-year-old was born in Havana and raised in a small town outside of the city, a galaxy away from Hollywood. I'm curious where this acting thing came from.
When I was growing up, we only had 2 channels on the TV. We didn't have VHS videos or anything like that. The times for the movies and novelas and things like that were the times. I better do my homework, dust the furniture, and help my mom in the kitchen before that time because nobody was going to move me from the couch. I would just watch whatever was on TV and run to the mirror and repeat it and do it again.
At 14, she enrolled in the National Theater School of Havana. Is it true that you hitchhiked to drama school?
Yes, it was quicker than getting the bus, so.
After some success in Cuba, de Armas moved to Spain to pursue acting, landing a regular spot on the popular teen drama El Internado.
No le interesa que estemos juzgando lo que está pasando. ¿No lo has pensado?
I started doing TV in Spain, and it just didn't feel the way I thought it would, and I was frustrated, and I'm not very patient.
That impatience prompted a move to Los Angeles in 2014, where she learned English phonetically to land her first roles.
I mean, I think at this point, I do feel like I am starting to feel comfortable in English.
De Armas's break came in the 2015 movie Knock Knock, starring opposite Keanu Reeves.
There's something we have to learn from each other.
But it was her performance as Nurse Marta in the hit 2019 whodunit Knives Out that caught the attention of audiences and earned her a Golden Globe nomination for Best Actress.
I'm gonna give you an emergency shot of naloxone so you don't die in 10 minutes.
I take it when you read the part, you weren't that excited about it originally. Is that true?
I was in the middle of shooting another movie, and it was the character description was Latina caretaker,
right?
Pretty, something like that. And one scene. I'm like, I've heard this before. I don't think a nurse, no. And I just kept saying no, 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 truly because I was very, in the middle of filming something. And until, they were like, okay, we'll send you the script.
Oh,
and
they did?
Oh, yeah. And as soon as I read it, I was like, oh my God, I need to send this tape now. I cannot lose this part.
A breakout role where she was flanked by A-listers.
You're a pack of vultures at the feast.
De Armas stepped out from the ensemble cast onto her own in last year's Netflix movie Blonde, playing the role of Norma Jean Mortensen, known to the world as Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe only exists on the screen.
People have preconceived notions about Marilyn Monroe. They know the Subway Great. They know Happy Birthday, Mr. President. But where did you begin to try to get to know her so you could play this part?
So it was kind of like a slow process of discovering who, not just the movie star was, but who was Norma Jean. I didn't know that much about her. I'm Cuban. I saw maybe a few movies of her, So everything was a big discovery.
Blonde is not a biopic. Based on the novel by Joyce Carol Oates, the film is an emotional, graphic, often uncomfortable interpretation of the difficult life of an American icon.
I guess I was discovered.
I think that the movie does present this idea of the perception that we have of success and fame and glamour. I feel like in the movie shows the other side of that and the price that you pay for that. People wanted Marilyn, they wanted that product. She had to keep delivering that because the opposite was nothing. She was nothing else. She was not considered anything else.
I can't face doing another scene with Marilyn Monroe.
Do you remember the first time you looked in the mirror and saw yourself as Marilyn?
Yeah.
What was that like?
I don't even know how to describe it. It was like everyone in the room started crying. I can tell you that. It was very emotional. It was felt like she was back or something. I don't know.
You're in every frame of every scene of this entire movie. I was just thinking, my God, what a performance. But number two, how draining it must have been.
Oh, yeah. I was here for 9 weeks, and I can tell you, it was exhausting. I just cannot imagine what it was like to be her for 36 years.
All of that work paid off this week when de Armas was nominated for an Academy Award for that performance as Marilyn Monroe. What does your family back in Cuba think about all this?
They're very proud. They're very, very proud. You know, the other day, a classmate from my drama school, he had posted this picture, and he said something like, remember Anna, we were all together studying and having dreams. Now she's about to do the impossible. She's about to play Marilyn Monroe in this movie, and we should all be so proud of her. It was really beautiful. It makes me proud to make them proud. If you haven't seen Blonde, it is streaming on Netflix, and the Academy Awards are on Sunday, March 12th. Our thanks again to the Crosby Street Hotel in New York for hosting our conversation. Don't forget to subscribe to the Sunday Sitdown podcast to hear the full interview with Ana de Armas. You can find our conversation on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get yours.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.